Hello, Morongo Basin, and listeners around the world online at Z107.7 FM.com. Here is the Z107.7 Local News for Friday, March 21st, 2025. A woman with a warrant was arrested for investigation into drugs and weapons near the Marine Corps Air Ground Combat Center. Early Thursday morning at around 12:15 a.m., San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies conducted a traffic stop on a vehicle for code violations near the intersection of Border and Giant Rock, west of a restricted military area. During the traffic stop, deputies identified Sarah Wiles, 39, who they discovered had an active warrant for drug charges. Deputies say that during a search of the vehicle, Wiles was found to be in possession of a .22 caliber revolver and drugs. Sarah Wiles was arrested for her outstanding warrant and for investigation into possessing a concealed weapon and controlled substances. She was booked into the Morongo Basin Jail and has since been released on bail. A house was seriously damaged in a fire in Yucca Valley, and the blaze was extinguished with no injuries. At around 1:30 p.m. on a Wednesday, San Bernardino County fire crews responded to a house fire in the 1500 block of Mountain View Trail in Yucca Valley. 17 firefighters coordinated an interior attack on a roof fire, and they were able to extinguish the blaze before it spread to other structures in about 45 minutes. The house was evacuated before crews arrived. There were no injuries, and no one was displaced. The fire remains under investigation, but appears to be electrical in nature, with nothing suspicious noted. The National Park Service has been authorized to rehire the probationary positions that were cut from national parks nationwide on February 14th. Online news editor Robert Hayden joins us with how that will affect our neighboring national park.
The 6 probationary ranger positions terminated by the Office of Personnel Management in February will be offered their positions back, according to the nonprofit National Parks Conservation Association and a source within Joshua Tree National Park. The terminations were part of nearly 1,000 positions that were affected at national parks, forests, and monuments across the country. Those probationary hires included park rangers, law enforcement, firefighters, and other positions that the NPCA says are essential for parks, especially as the first day of spring signals the start of the busiest season here in the high desert. Z107.7 caught up with Luke Basalto from the NPCA outside of Representative Obernolte's open office hours yesterday in 29 Palms. He says that the rehiring is a necessary step that won't immediately address the most urgent needs of an already understaffed park.
Meanwhile, DOI is still working to cut more than 1,000 jobs through the reduction in force. They're still freezing vacant positions that are being filled. These are still compounding issues that affect our parks, especially parks like Joshua Tree, who've been continually understaffed. They need to be operating at full capacity. It's just like a town, right? You need everybody doing their job in order for the town to operate correctly. What this does is get us back to where we were, but we need to be doing better, and the congressman needs to be doing more.
The NPCA report that the probationary staff who opt for reinstatement will be able to fully return to work and will receive back pay. The probationary firings were part of a second wave of cuts that hit the Department of Interior after Trump took office and appointed Elon Musk as head of the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE. The initial round of cuts took the form of buyout offers for federal employees, along with wide-sweeping policy changes that include limiting purchase abilities and cuts to essential resources such as office leases and travel expenses. Z107.7 talked to a source within the national park who says that charge cards for the National Park Service have been capped at $1, and recurring payments to vendors have to be moved to another payment system, delaying payments to local businesses as well as larger companies like Starlink, which is Elon Musk's satellite-based internet company. Our source within the national park also says that since the 6 rangers were fired on February 14th, there have been a reduction in fee technician rangers able to take fees at the busy West Gate, lengthening the lines and slowing entry during the start of the busy season. Last year, over 3 million people visited Joshua Tree National Park, which covers over 1,200 square miles of Mojave and Colorado desert wilderness. There hasn't been a timeline set for the rehiring of the 6 rangers, and Z107.7 will keep you updated as the story develops further. Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Robert Hayden.
Due to popular demand, Paul Maurer Shows has extended the pre-sale for Carnival wristbands until this afternoon. Pre-sale wristbands for the 29 Palms Rotary Carnival will continue to be available exclusively at the 29 Palms Parks and Recreation office. Each wristband will be sold at the pre-sale price of $35, allowing the wearer unlimited carnival rides. Wristbands are only good for one day. For more information, visit the 29 Palms Parks and Recreation office or call 760-367-7562. The Mojave Desert Land Trust and Miltree are organizing their Force of Nature Birdwatch this Saturday at Big Morongo Canyon Preserve in Morongo Valley from 8:30 to 11 a.m. for veterans, active duty military, and military families. Reporter Gabriel Hart tells us more about this relaxing community building activity in one of the basin's most cherished nature preserves.
Bird is the word this Saturday at Big Morongo Canyon Preserve, where veterans and active duty service members are invited to join a relaxing stroll that will connect them with other service members as expert rangers guide the group through one of California's migratory bird hotspots. Research shows that seeing or hearing birds leads to significant improvements in our mental well-being and that spending time in nature lowers blood pressure and stress. Snacks will be provided, and there will be customized swag for all registered participants. Force of Nature is a partnership between Mojave Desert Land Trust and Miltree, with support from Big Morongo Canyon Preserve. The program offers uplifting outdoor activities and volunteer opportunities for veterans and active duty service members. This project is made possible through the Veterans and Nature Grant Program from the National Environmental Education Foundation in partnership with the USDA Forest Service. Space is limited, so RSVP today at the link in the story at Z107.7 FM.com. Reporting for Z107.7, I'm Gabriel Hart.
There will be a rally and education session for the Chuckwalla National Monument this Saturday in Palm Springs. The nascent national monument is part of the nearly 1 million acres of recently protected lands in California that was targeted for termination in a now deleted fact sheet posted by the White House earlier this week. The uncertainty on the status of the national monument is the cause for the rally, which is this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. down the hill at Downtown Park in Palm Springs. For more information on the rally and Chuckwalla National Monument, you can see this story on our website, Z107.7FM.com. A weekend of music, performance, and immersive art will be lighting up Wonder Valley, starting tonight and running all weekend long. Online news editor Robert Hayden spoke with the artist behind the event and rejoins us with the lowdown on the High Desert Music Festival.
You have to be creative when you live in a climate that's this harsh.
Lindsay Anderson is an artist and musician who lives, works, and creates out in Wonder Valley. And tonight, starting at 5 o'clock, a music and arts festival called To Be Continued will be springing up behind the Palms restaurant.
If you're driving through Joshua Tree and then you keep going past a sign that says no services for 100 miles and you drive for a while, you will come upon this little roadhouse on the side of the road. It's a really magical spot. It's where everybody meets up and gets to know each other and has fun sharing stories in their lives and their art.
This weekend will be full of all of that and more, with over 28 music and performance acts signed up for the Grassroots Festival. The main events are tonight and Saturday night with local legends like the Sibleys, Psychic Black, Skunk Cabbage, Laura FM, Bill and Harmonica Bob, and Stage Fright taking the stage, just to name a few. Sunday will culminate in a drag brunch hosted by High Des Queen Lady Chillane, followed by Dirt Church and an Adobe building workshop. Lindsay says the music and stage shows are only one part of the wonders you'll witness.
Maybe you'll see an 8-foot-tall Ocotillo sculpture or an elevated cloud dome on forked lightning legs or projection-mapped coyotes.
The music and art takes place on Friday and Saturday, and there's plenty of free BLM camping out in Wonder Valley if you want the full festival experience. Tickets are available on a sliding scale, with all proceeds going back to the artists and organizers who are bringing it all together.
This is the kind of festival where a bunch of friends and artists are getting together and doing something, and then other people are like, oh, we want to do that. We want to be part of that too. I'm excited to see what it's going to look like this weekend. I'm not exactly sure, but I think it's going to be fun.
You can find a link for tickets as well as a full list of performers all at this story on our website, and listen to the Z107.7 Saturday News for more on the To Be Continued Festival. Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Robert Hayden.
The Yucca Valley High School Hall of Fame Committee has announced their 2025 inductee as Dr. Norman Smith, DVM. Dr. Norman Smith graduated from Yucca Valley High School in 1976 and from the University of California, Davis in 1987. After graduation, he returned to the High Desert to open his own veterinary practice. Dr. Smith opened Companion Animal Clinic in 1990 and served his community and the surrounding desert communities for nearly 34 years until his retirement. The community suffered a great loss when Dr. Smith passed away unexpectedly in February 2024. Dr. Smith will be inducted at the annual Yucca Valley High School Renaissance Awards ceremonies to be held on May 21st at 6 p.m. at the high school gymnasium. Dr. Smith's sons, Cameron Smith and Taylor Smith, will be accepting the award in his memory. The public is invited to attend, and admission is free. The Rotary Club of 29 Palms recently welcomed 2 newcomers to their ranks, Dan and Emily Rothwell. They came to 29 Palms in 2024. Emily has a background in caregiving and tutoring for special needs children and young adults, while Dan has a long-standing career in the specialty coffee industry. They moved to 29 Palms with plans of opening a sit-down coffee shop, Kook's Cafe. Dan recently launched 29 Palms' first skateboard shop, Escapade, located inside Corner 62 downtown, and plans to offer an all-ages skate school. The 29 Palms Rotary Club, established in 1948, is the oldest service club in the Morongo Basin. That's our local news. Hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. Reporting for the Morongo Basin News Leader, the award-winning Z107.7 Local News, I'm News Director Jeff Harmatz.